My name is Marty Reisman. I live in New York City. I was born February 1st, 1930. Table tennis is my business, my profession. Table tennis keeps me in very fine physical shape. I play against this machine. It's a robot when a partner is not available. Most of the time, I prefer playing against the machine because it's so reliable. It just puts the ball precisely where I want it to. I play money games mostly, and I've done that most of my life against some of the top players in the United States, $5,000 and $10,000 games. But I play them with the pimpled rubber racket. Sponge players, are very difficult to play against because the racket offers a tremendous advantage to the user, producing a lot of spin, propulsion, fraud, and deception. Very difficult to play against. So I will challenge players regardless of their age. Some players are young enough to be my great-grandson, and I play them for money. A very memorable match that I played, which attracted a lot of attention here in the United States, was a match against Jimmy Butler. I was then almost 70 years old. Jimmy was 28 years old. But he just wasn't an ordinary table tennis player. Jimmy was twice an Olympian, 3 times American champion, tall, lean, lanky, strong, well-trained. And we played a match for $10,000, and I set the terms, the kind of rackets that we both would use, the conditions where we would play. So I elected to play the longest match that's ever been played in table tennis, which was 2 out of 3, 4 out of 7 games. That means the match could go a maximum of 21 games. It went to 18 games. I was leading at one point 8 games to 6, and I finally lost the game. I lost the match by only 2 points, but it was a very memorable match. The match took a total of 5 hours to play. It was 3 hours and 20 minutes for the match, and 1 hour and 40 minutes for the warm-up. I have a love for scientific instruments, particularly microscopes. And that was my key interest, when I was a kid, 10, 11 years old. And next door to the science club, of which I was a member, was the game room where they had some ping pong tables. And I started to hit a few shots here and there. And as a matter of fact, I have no recollection of not being able to play the game in an excellent manner. I was a natural. I said, boy, this is for me. And from that moment on, I was hooked. I found my way uptown to where the expert players played. And that was a place called Lawrence's Broadway Table Tennis Court. It was a former speakeasy owned by an American gangster, legendary gangster, Legs Diamond. It was called the Hotsy Totsy Club. But the best players in the United States were developed in that club. So at the age of 15, I was one of the best players in the country at that point. Nobody ever showed me how to play. I just observed and I incorporated into my game various things that I saw players do. And I said, yep, that's for me, I'll try it, and it worked, I went to England, I saw some of the, world-class players like Richard Bergman, who became a 4-time world champion. Wembley Stadium, Empire Pool, the practice room was where all the action took place. Not on the main floor, that was the official match and all of that, you see, where I played Bergman and so forth. But the intensity, this was right after the war. There was a tremendous amount of pent-up energy, about all the players. We heard about them, they heard about us, their reputation preceded them, our reputation preceded us. But we played against some of these players, and we turned that back room at Wembley into a gambling casino, practically, The audience started to filter down from the stands because during the course of the tournament, to watch the exciting money matches in the back room, where Dick Miles, who was a 10-time American champion, who went on to become 10-time American champion, he was playing money matches. I was playing money matches. We were taking on the best in the world, and we're knocking them dead for money. Well, I brought over about 500 ballpoint pens to England, and I sold them there and in Sweden. I paid 50 cents here, and I sold them for $5 a piece over there. I was loaded with money. By the way, feel that on. That's steel, man. See, in order to play table tennis, I really should show this to you. Basically, you do this a few thousand times, you're going to build up musculature. Yeah, feel that. I mean, it's not, not too bad for an 80-year-old, My strokes are perfect. I mean, my strokes have not deteriorated, basically. It's the mechanics, it's still mechanically perfect. The only thing is I got to transport it somewhere. May get there a little late, But in terms of the mechanics, just as good as it ever was. I'm going to demonstrate that for you now. So you'll see I'm not nuts. You're not going to see an 80-year-old guy do this. You're not even going to see a 20-year-old do this, okay?